Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show. And if you can't get us on our 30 affiliates across the US and Canada, and if you can't dance like Becky did right then I'm sorry. You can get us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Audible, and Spotify, and possibly some others that I don't know anything about yet. So anyway, my guest today is Miss Becky Buller and Stephen Mougin, both associated with Dark Shadow Recording. And so how are things, Mr. Mougin?
Great, great. We're really ramping into the new year with a ton of exciting new music.
Great. That's good. Becky, how are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Like you said,
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me back so soon.
Yeah, we did the holiday humdinger.
That's right.
Show.
And we did the Jubilee interview, I think, before that, right?
Yes, we did.
And now you have me back to talk about Reach.
Yeah, this is a great song. I mean,
Thank you.
I just I had to talk to you about this again because there's you got a ton of people on here that are I think just friends of yours anyway. So it's cool in the music business when you could just do that, Call up your friend Allison Brown and say, "Hey, would you like to play banjo on this song?"
Yeah. Hey, will you come help me out? Yeah, we've got Allison Brown on the banjo on this cut, Molly Tuttle on guitar, Sierra Hull on the mandolin, and Missy Raines on the bass. And collectively, we are all the first women to have received IBMA awards in our respective instrumental categories. So
great.
We have been known to perform out as the first ladies of bluegrass.
Wow. Stephen, what do you got going on in your end of the world, man? I know you had the Hen House Prowlers in there the other day laying down a track, and it just seems to me like the Dark Shadow is just leading the way.
Well, thanks.
I think in a lot of aspects, with bluegrass and Americana music.
We love making records, and we have an amazing stable of artists, and it's just it's an honor to get to work on all the music that we're putting out right now. We've got let's see, we started the year off with Becky's Reach track, and then we had a Hen House Prowlers cut that came out a week or so ago. We've got a Laura Orshaw coming out right around the corner, and a new Rick Ferris song coming out around the corner, and a new full chord song coming out sometime later next month. So we're just stacked with new music, and it's really exciting. There's a lot of work to be done, but it's very exciting.
Yeah, that's what you get for doing record business. The record business can be that hectic sometimes, and Becky, I'll tell you what, the Holiday Humdinger was a great show. We got a lot of people that downloaded that and just overall just listened to the show.
Well, great. We love to hear that. We aim to please. We do what we can as we can.
Well, we had a lot of our affiliates called us back and said, "Wow, that was great. Can we play that again next week?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not Christmas again, but hey, what the heck?"
I mean, it fell within the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's really not the end of Christmas until Epiphany.
Yeah, that's true too. Okay, I got you. Well, you're making some valid points here, but tell me something. I mean, I know you guys did a lot of work together, but Alison Brown, Sierra Hull, Missy Raines, and Molly Tuttle, along with Becky Buller. I mean, that's a loaded deck right there. I mean, wow. This thing is already, in the top 5 from what I saw the other day on Bluegrass Today.
And, who is it? I didn't even know.
It sure is.
Oh, okay. Well, the chart comes out today, right?
Yeah.
Because as we're recording this, it's a Friday. So
exactly.
I didn't know. My record label hadn't told me that yet.
Your record label's been a little busy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. No, that's exciting. That's good. No,
that is good.
We're always thankful when DJs are excited to play the track, and
absolutely.
We felt really great about this one. I will say that it was just a thrill to put the tune together.
Hmm.
All the ladies came in with great reverence for the original cut, the Newgrass Revival
Hmm.
cut,
Well,
which is
yeah,
actually not the
cover.
original. The original is
Yeah.
an Orleans song, but everybody loved that Newgrass Revival cut of it and really played with that intention as they recorded it. Certainly not note for note copying or anything like that, but there's moments where you hear Allison give a nod to Bella's
And
part
Courtney,
on
Courtney
and
Johnson.
and Courtney. That's
Yeah,
right. The
Hmm.
because
original.
the Newgrass Revival actually recorded this twice, first on their Commonwealth record and then later on a live recording from
Hmm.
France.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, Becky's is a nice amalgam of all those versions plus the flavors of what the ladies brought to it. And man, it was exciting to hear Missy play all those cool, funky electric bass lines on the upright. It's powerful. It's really
It is.
powerful.
And I love her slap at the end. Oh, it's just the entire cut is amazing.
Yes, it is. Now, all of these people came together along with yourself, and you quoted a little Newgrass Revival there too. They actually did this song also. But what brought it all about? I mean, what made you want to do this song? You
So
know?
I'm working on a covers record. We had already released two songs. Is that right, Mojo? Two
Hmm.
songs? Okay, yeah, we the first was Mill Worker, a James Taylor song.
Mm-hmm.
And Mojo has limited me to only two James Taylor songs on this album. He said either that or we have to do a complete James Taylor tribute record. And I can't tell you what the other James Taylor song is just yet. Just keep your ears on for that. But so we released Millworker first, then we released Wall Around Your Heart, a Reno and Smiley tune that Jim Lauderdale sang with me.
Mm-hmm.
And Missy Raines is on that cut too, by the way, playing bass. And so this is our third single from the covers record that is slated to come out September 5th, Mojo, is that correct?
That sounds right.
Sure, close enough. Yeah, anyway, whatever that
This year.
Friday
Sounds
This
good.
year,
this
yes.
Yeah.
year. Finally,
Yeah.
we have been working on this covers record for a long time. It got interrupted by the Jubilee album that came out last year, which we felt we really needed to get out as quickly as possible. So we postponed the covers record till this year. But this particular song has uh it's spoken to me for a really long time. I love the message of it.
Mm-hmm.
The message of, reaching beyond yourself to gain wisdom, try something new, to the kind of, remain forever young in a way. Um, and I love that. Yeah, stretch your soul and you'll never grow old. And I honestly, I for a long time I've been using this song at workshops, like midweek at like if you're doing a big workshop week like Kaufman Camp. I'll be at Kaufman Camp this year. I'll also be at
Mm-hmm.
Rocky Grass Academy. I'm very excited about that. They just announced that. But
Awesome.
midweek, the people drag in and they're like, oh, their brains are fried. They've been drinking from a fire hose. And so I'm like, okay, we're gonna stretch. And I would put on Newgrass Revival and we would reach a little
Exactly.
bit, you
Right.
know? And I would use that, as a for the just everybody gets kind of shaking the dust off, warming up, stretching out, and then we get into playing fiddle. But I love the song and I love that Mojo was willing to give it a shot. And this song actually has grown me. I had a hard time working on the ending of this song. I'll just be honest with everybody. I wanted to sing it like John Cowan, but only John Cowan can sing like John Cowan.
Yeah,
And
that's
Becky
true.
kept saying, "You gotta be Becky, Becky." and and so luckily I had time to get with my cousin by marriage, Samantha Friedemann. She teaches at a college down in Macon, Georgia, and she's a fantastic vocal coach. And she has helped me so much to grow my voice. And I'm thrilled at what she and I came up with as an ending for this song to make it my own. So I want to encourage, folks out there, like I still take fiddle lessons every so often. I take voice lessons. I want to keep learning, and that stuff helps me help other people with their music too.
Exactly, exactly. Now, Stephen, you were talking about, you mentioned Laura Orshaw, and a couple other names, about, some things that you have coming out. I see Dark Shadow still doing what you were doing 2, 3, 4 years ago. When I first started talking to you guys, I see you're doing the same thing that Becky was talking about. You're reaching and you're stretching, and I hear nothing but great things from these artists. All they say is, wow, it's so great to record with these guys. And then they give me like 7 or 8 reasons why.
Well, thanks.
So,
I appreciate it. We're set up a little different than some other spaces. It's a pretty comfortable environment here, and
mm-hmm,
I'm a player and singer myself, and so we try to keep everything artist focused as much as humanly possible.
mm-hmm,
And yeah, I work on music that inspires me. I work with people who inspire me, and I work with people that work as hard as I do. And that's what you find in our whole roster. And so it's a
mm-hmm.
joy to get in and create new music together, and it's fun to watch everybody grow. And we're all growing together. That's kind of how it's supposed to work. So,
Exactly.
um, so yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And this year we're putting out a lot of music, and it's very exciting. It's been a little bit of a scheduling nightmare trying to get everybody here to record when I'm off, and we had a chunk of time at the end of the year where I was off, but nobody else was, and so right now it's cram time. I've spent the last several days mixing the new Prowlers record that they just finished last week, and we're back in studio tonight with Becky and her band over the weekend, and we got another Becky session next week, and I got Rick Ferris coming back uh, sometime. I don't even know when. I think next week. So yeah, I mean it's all happening, and it's exciting, but it's a little overwhelming right now, but it's really exciting, and it's a thrill for me to get to engineer all these folks.
Well,
And
we appreciate you taking your time to
and I want to
sit
say
down with
that just
Becky and I.
I've been with Mojo since the Stainless Steel Studios days, and he's
That's right.
grown so much as an engineer, and he's getting such incredible tones. I really enjoy working with him and with Yana. They do make it so hospitable there. It's, the studio's in their house, and Yana always provides a wonderful lunch and treats, and I'm really hoping there's going to be some of those almond cookies, although I know it's past Christmas.
It
And I see
depends.
I
It
see in your
depends if
face
somebody
there's
else ate them
not
all.
any left.
You guys are kind of like the dynamic duo. You and Yana. I mean, you know, she's got a great voice.
Yeah.
You have a killer voice, and you're both involved in what happens there.
Hmm.
And not every studio or every record label can say that. They may not have those people that complement each other like you guys do. So I
Well,
mean,
we're
you're very
we're very
fortunate. Yeah.
we're a very small company. We're lucky that we're both interested in the same things. We're both very passionate about our music and our artists, and it's a treat to be able to work together like that. It is also a challenge where we can
I can
never get away
imagine.
from it. Anytime we
Oh
get in the
yeah.
car and go anywhere to do anything, it's label discussion. So there's moments where we just have to say, time out, time out. Let's pause for a minute and have a normal couple thing.
Yeah, I got you.
So Mojo and Yana are now getting out to perform some on their
Mhm.
own. Do you guys have some dates coming up?
No, because I'm
Okay.
because I'm I'm so busy in the studio, I haven't had time to try to
Yeah.
do that. But yeah, we played the Station Inn back in November. I think it
Oh
was
yeah.
November. Um, Yana and I, and Scott Napier on mandolin, Kyle Triplett on banjo, and it's a really fun
Mhm.
quartet. We also did a house concert in early December, and we're wanting to do a little bit more. Now that Sammy's a little older, he's 15 now, he's kind of doing his own thing. He's in a band now. Actually, he's in a couple different bands between school and rock music and
Is he
bluegrass
is he
and
still
whatever.
doing
So
slush?
Slush is still a thing. That's
I
Sammy's
want merch. I
rock
want a
band.
slush trucker hat.
Yes, well, they need gigs before they have merch, I think.
Exactly.
But
Chicken or
anyway,
the egg? Which kid, you know?
yeah, Yana and I have some more music in the can. Each time that we've recorded, we've cut a couple songs. So there's some more stuff. There'll be a new Yana single this year, and I think there'll be another Steven and Yana single, and there's going to be some new Mojo music once I get off my keister.
Mm.
Um, uh, I
Yeah,
spend,
but
it's the cobbler's shoes issue. I spend all my time working on everybody else's stuff. It's hard to, I just don't have an energy to work on my own, but it's coming. It's going to happen.
oh yeah, I mean,
It's got to work.
there's such a positive thing going on, just in that camp over there, and it I think it just rolls downhill to every artist.
Well, we
Uh,
hope so.
well, I mean, we of course we know what happens with Becky. It's just
Yeah,
magic.
I'm definitely rolling downhill. I mean,
Well,
uh,
didn't mean it that way, but the guys from Full Chord, you
Hmm.
know, always are just talking really good things. And the Prowlers, I mean,
Hmm.
it's whenever I talk to Ben, it's just a blah 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 blah, Stephen, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, okay, I take it, everything's going good. I
Yeah.
mean, they understand how it works at your place. So I'm thinking that it would be very hard to go somewhere else and do what they do with you and get the end product like they get with you,
Well,
you know.
I don't know. That's we do things our way,
Mm-hmm.
and I approach things the way I approach them, and other folks. There's a lot of folks making really great records right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't want to slight anybody or
Oh
anybody's
no,
company
no, no.
because there's a lot of great music coming out, and people have different styles, and I'm thrilled
Mm-hmm.
that folks like to work with me. It's an honor to get to do it. But there's a million ways to do all of this stuff, so
Right.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't I wouldn't want to slight any of that, but I'm thrilled to be in consideration with all that stuff.
So I'm going to ask the question that everybody wants me to ask. How's everything going with Sam?
Great, great. Just had rehearsal 2 days ago for a show later this month. We're playing two nights
Wow.
at the Bluegrass Hall of Fame and Museum in Owensboro doing a John Hartford celebration thing. So we're the
Yeah,
headline
man.
band, and we have guests each night that are going to sit in with us and play Hartford tunes. Rodney Dillard and Jim Lauderdale, Allison Brown, Jamie Hartford, Mike Compton.
Wow.
I'm certainly missing somebody, and yeah. But so we're working some of that. Some of it is just knocking the dust off some Hartford tunes that we used to play years ago with Sam and just haven't for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's fired up. He told us about a handful of other dates that just came in, and he's really fired up about picking this year. And it looks like it's going to be a very busy year, which is exciting.
Incredible. Well, we're as a show, we're going to be heading to a station in for a few dates next year. Some bigger shows that are going to be there that we already know about,
Great.
and we've been working with those guys quite a bit. So probably in the future, we're looking probably another year or so. I think Becky knows about this, but we may be headed that way to live and be
Oh,
there
wow.
in
Cool.
right
I
outside of
didn't know that.
Nashville. Oh, I thought I
I
told you.
Nope. Nobody tell me nothing no
Whoops.
more.
Now you know.
Nice.
But yeah, we're looking maybe around the Clarksville area, and up into Kentucky,
Yeah.
going around doing some things up there. So
Far enough outside Nashville traffic that you can actually go to
that's
the grocery
right.
store.
Exactly. Yeah. I was talking to Carl Jackson the other day, and I was like, dude, we can finally go get something to eat again. Because we ate dinner together about 12 years ago. the first time I ever went to Nashville, and it was great. We had a lot of fun. I made a lifetime friend right there. But being able to just talk to each other on the phone and catch each other when we can sometimes. But I think it's gonna be cool just being in that area because gosh, I know so many people down there now. And I think it's just a natural progression of what we do. We need to be there. So, but anyway, so what's going on with Laura Orshaw? I mean, I don't know if you want to be able to get into that or not, but she's something else, man. I mean,
she's awesome.
What a vocalist and what a musician,
Absolutely. I've known Laura for a lot of years now. But I first got to work with her when Rick Ferris brought her in on his first album.
Yeah.
And spent, when you do a record with somebody, you get a better feel for who they are as a human. The highs, the lows, all this stuff in between. Everybody, how they deal with the moment where they're not playing the way they want to or any of those. And you sort of get a feel for what's going on. And she always impressed me as a hard worker and definitely on the same path as what we're doing. And I don't know if you saw this. She and Josh Rinkle announced on that they eloped on Monday, which we knew that was coming, but we didn't know they were going to elope. And so we're very excited and congratulate them on that. They live up in Kentucky now, just very close to where Josh is originally from, and they've got a fleet of pets that they live with, and it's very sweet. But yeah, Laura's been in. We've been doing pre-production for a while. Her record should have come out last year, and there was just a bunch of stuff in her life that just didn't make a lot of sense to dive in and do a record. She wasn't in a good place to do that at that moment. So we've pushed a little bit, and yeah, we got a new single coming at the end of the month, and it's her and the Slow Can Ramblers.
Oh,
and
really?
That's a collaboration that I wanted to put together for. I've been talking about this with her for a couple of years, and we were finally able to get all of the humans in the studio at once. And we cut a couple tunes that day, but this one song is a Merle Haggard cover and a really fun thing, and got the band to play all the telly parts and stuff. It's a pretty fun track. We'll be sending that your way. I think that drops on the 24th. Maybe that's a Friday. I don't know. It's hard to keep all the dates in my head, but that's coming up, and she's got a bunch of exciting stuff that she's working towards, and her record is going to come out actually in 2026. Wow. But we're already starting to drop some singles for that, and of course get in the studio and try to get it out so that I don't have to scramble.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to. I was going to say something a little while ago, but it's going to be extremely hard for you next year to try to get all these records out. I mean, you're going to.
It's always a challenge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. How do you do it? A lot of coffee? Or?
Yeah, just a lot of hours sometimes.
Wow.
This last week has been some pretty insane days trying to get the Prowlers mixes done so that I could be ready for when Becky comes in on her stuff, and then I got to dive right back into some other things. It's a lot, but some pretty strict time management. And then fortunately with Sam, we're basically a weekend band. So sometimes that's Thursday to Sunday, sometimes it's Saturday. You just never know, but I do have a lot of midweek stuff when I'm home. The trick is always trying to figure out a time when the artists are free and I'm free and we can get in together. That's the real tough spot. Man. Especially with a band like Becky's, because she's got a couple guys with day jobs that can't get away on a Wednesday. So yeah, I mean, that's just is what it is. Full Chord's kind of similar situation. It's hard to get them anytime but a weekend, but my weekends are kind of in limbo until we get fairly close to the date, because I'm on the hook with whatever Sam might come up with. So yeah, it's challenging. Scheduling is probably the thing I like least, and it's the thing I have to do the most.
God, I can only imagine. I mean, It sounds like one of the old quote unquote train wrecks that that ends up being okay. Yeah. Just amazing.
That's right, Rick. My life is a train wreck.
Oh, you nailed it. Hey, dude, you're looking at it right here too. Believe me.
It sounds like a song.
Yeah, yes. I think we need to write somebody take a note or something.
Yeah, totally. No, It's good, but I had 3 days off right at Christmas,
Hmm.
and then my next day off is in February. So
Jeez,
that's
Louise,
just
man.
kind of what it is right now.
Wow.
Um, but we're pressing forward, and we got a bunch of great music coming, and I'm really excited about what's sitting on the computer right now and what's about to be. So it's, that kind of makes it all worthwhile.
Well, but I mean, with your schedule and Becky's schedule and everybody else's schedule, all I'm seeing is good, positive things coming out of all of this. I mean, maybe that's the best way for you to operate.
I hope not. I'd like a day off every once in a while, Rick.
Yeah, I know, but it's not, maybe it's better
Yeah,
to do this.
it is. Well, I do love it. It would be different if I hated all of this stuff, but I
Yeah.
really enjoy the music making portion of all of this.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's worth it. I think the music is worth it, and the artists are worth it. So
Yeah.
that's why
Thank you,
we're doing it.
Mojo.
See, you're getting some props from the boss man there. So what's going on with you, Becky? After how many more tunes you going to put out for this record? I mean, you going to drop one every once in a while, or how you going to do
Uh,
that?
yeah, what Mojo, we got a couple more
I
singles
think
after
there's
this.
I think there's 2 or 3 more singles coming your way. It
Right.
might be
Okay.
2 singles plus the focus track when the album comes out, or
Yeah.
maybe
Mm.
even 3 singles.
We
Our
did
calendar
talk
this year
about
is
this.
insane, but yeah,
I
Well, I
think
caught you guys, didn't I?
oh, we
yeah.
talked about it on Monday.
We did
But
talk about it
that was
that was
so
Monday.
Monday. And
Yeah,
now it's
yeah.
Friday. So
Gosh.
Yeah, but there are more singles coming from this record, and actually because of when we started and when we thought we were going to be putting the record out, this record will have more singles than any album we've ever done, which is kind of exciting because it means more people get to hear more of the record,
Yeah.
and I think that's a pretty special thing. So
mhm.
there's still a few songs left to be cut. We should knock out 3 this weekend, and then there's a
Wow.
couple of danglers at the end that we don't have locked down just yet. But
Mhm.
album comes out in September, so we have just a minute. But life's about to get crazy for touring season, so we're
Sure.
trying to squeeze it all in before everybody's too busy.
Wow.
So the band and I, we got stuff going on. Ned and I are doing some duo stuff this year.
Oh,
Uh,
great.
the band is headed to, um, let's see, the Desert Valley Bluegrass Association. That's down in Tucson, Arizona. That's the first weekend
Yeah.
of March. In April, we're going to be at Lorraine Jordan's new Bluegrass and the Blue Ridge Festival in
Hmm.
Kingsport, Tennessee.
I love it.
And toward the end of April, we'll be back at Merlefest. It's been almost 10 years. It's at 9 years since we were at Merlefest
All right.
last. So we're very excited to be back there in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. And of course, praying for all the folks out in the Carolinas that
Oh, yeah.
and everybody affected by the Hurricane Helene back in the fall, because
Yeah.
the rebuild effort is still going on over there. We'll also be at Rocky Grass out, which I'm not supposed to say yet, but we're going to be
You're
there.
going to anyway.
You're
That's it.
definitely
Out,
teaching there.
yes,
Exactly.
That's
I'm
been
definitely
announced.
teaching High Mountain Hay Fever also out in Colorado, and we got some California dates coming up. It's a big year. Please go to my website
Yeah.
beckyboulder.com for our complete tour schedule. You can get access streaming for Reach and find out about my Jubilee record. And Rick, when is this going to air?
Probably in about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
I'm
Yeah.
pushing you guys up a little bit because
Okay.
it's just a little more time sensitive what we're talking about, and
Okay.
so.
All right. Well, then, if hopefully this is in time then to say I'm doing a songwriting workshop in Memphis
Oh, wow.
on, I think it's February 1st. It's that Saturday. And more information on my website. We'll also be doing a house concert that night. It's just Ned and I. He's going to be doing a banjo workshop. I'm doing songwriting workshop. We're doing a house concert that night. And again, all of our tour schedule is online at beckybuller.com.
So you finally found Ned. Remember the last time you were at Randy's? We couldn't find Ned.
Right. Yeah. Where's Ned?
He was in the
Yeah.
bathroom, by the way. Anyway.
Ne- it, if it's the Ned that I know, he probably had his banjo apart in 17 pieces right before he's about to walk on stage.
That was
There's a
funny.
there's a there's a banjo player thing. I don't know what it is.
It's
The
gotta
worst
be.
was where I had a session one time. It was just Ned and I. We were cutting our duo record years ago, and he came into the session and he just laid his banjo down, and I look over and there's just parts everywhere. There's no banjo anymore. It's just
Gosh,
parts.
that's about
And
right.
what are you doing? It's time to record. And he's rebuilding his banjo. And
He's putting it
And
back together.
and
Oh my God.
he's always changing out bridges.
hmm
And
Really?
he'll smell them before he puts them on, and he might lick it, and then he'll put the banjo bridge on.
I do that with my shoes, but I don't lick my
Oh,
shoes, you know.
you.
But anyway. Well, it's been a hoot and a
uh,
holler, you two. We're gonna have some fun this year, it sounds like. And just keep us in mind when you kick a new one out. We'll
oh yeah,
All right.
we'll
yeah.
Well,
we'll
thank
roll
you
it
for having
across
us
the
on.
old turntable there.
Thank you, Rick, for all that you do. We surely appreciate it.
Hey, are you seriously gonna be out with Ned?
Yeah, I mean, we do these days I'm doing stuff with the band, and then Ned during the pandemic, Ned and I started doing a few duo shows just
Mm-hmm.
because the whole band couldn't get out. And so
I got you.
we've just kept that up.
Oh,
So I know we've got some other things cooking for the duo.
good.
But just stay tuned, keep your ears on,
That's it.
and join us on the socials, where it's all music and mayhem, mirth, merriment.
And the hallway pictures.
Ned's
That's
hallway
right.
pictures. Yes, that's yep.
Actually, that stuck pretty good for him. Everybody started doing it after that, and I was like, what is the deal with? Oh, now I understand. Yeah, Ned did it first. All right, guys. Thanks for sitting in with me today. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate everything you're doing. You're keeping me in music. Just you two. You know?
We do what we
Nice.
can.
Yes, you do.
All right.
Thanks,
Don't we,
guys.
Mojo?
Yeah,
We sure try.
have a great weekend.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, Rick.
You
Bye,
too.
All right,
everybody.
Bye,
man.
Rick.
Bye,
Later.
Mojo.
Bye bye.
There, Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show. And I've been with Stephen Mougin and Becky Buller from Dark Shadow Recording.